Well guys, we did it. We hit 300 subscribers on YouTube. 310 by the time of recording this. So that is amazing. And I just wanted to say thank you so much. So, all my fans' honour, here are some questions that you guys have asked me. So I'm going to answer them for you in this one video. So sit back and relax, and now let's answer some questions. So the first batch of questions comes from Richard Seeley 349. Why is Gordon your favourite character? Well, Gordon's amazing character development definitely plays a part in that. I've always loved how much development Gordon got. He's probably the most developed out of any character I've seen in the Thomas franchise. He started off as a pompous, rude, and just arrogant engine. Although now he's a wiser, more mature, but still grumpy engine, which I always love. And Gordon's just an all-round likeable character. He's never so pompous and arrogant to the point where he's really unlikable. Unlike James at times. I've always really loved Gordon. I've loved him since the age of 2 or 3 maybe. I think that's when I started liking Gordon. Originally Spencer was my favourite, ironically, although Gordon's been my favourite for a long time now. His amazing theme, design, and his dynamics are amazing. Gordon's just an interesting character. I think the magic of Gordon is to make him sympathetic, like in episodes like Squeak, Rattle and Roll for example, where Gordon's hit a low point but you're still rooting for him. I think Gordon works great as a main character, and the show couldn't be without him. Without a sort of antagonist presence at the start, there would be no Thomas and Friends, so I think Gordon's the most important in that sense. I freaking love Gordon. So the next question is this: what is your favourite merch line? Now this should be a kind of obvious question to answer, but my favourite is Tomy Playrail. I have been using it since day one, and this was the first video on my channel, me filming my Playrail Gordon go along my track. Oh yeah, fun fact, my Playrail Gordon just had maintenance, so that's cool. Tomy Playrail is just fun. You can push them along, or have them freewheel and motorise around your fun layout. There's no other company that can do this, and I think Tomy Playrail is truly underrated, and it's definitely the best one. Who are your top 10 favourite characters? So I'm going to do this from 10 to 1. Salty, Bill and Ben, Duke, Bulgy, Stepney, Toby, entering top 5, Duck, Duncan, Henry, and Gordon, who is my favourite. And his final question is, who are your least favourite characters? Okay, so back when I did my first Q&A, I said Rebecca was my least favourite, and I still stand by that. However, there was one other I forgot to mention, and that's the CGI interpretation of the Flying Scotsman. I fucking hate Scotsman. I do not like how he treats his brother, his only surviving one I might add, and during Gordon's explosion, he didn't at all help him along with the others, like some friends Gordon has. It's maybe being a Gordon simp, I'm aware, but I'm not a fan of how Scotsman treated Gordon at all. His Railway series counterpart was fine, but his TV series one's abysmal. I'm not a fan of how Scotsman has treated Gordon, and Rebecca, for one, she replaced Henry, and she's just very bland, so there's that. Next question comes from Duncan Studios 12. What is your favourite song? I don't know, probably Break My Stride by Matthew Wilder. Although I do like 99 Red Balloons as well, I always liked that one too. What is your favourite food? Now this one I don't usually get seen asked in Q&A videos. My favourite food is probably chocolate. I love chocolate. I've got a bit of a horrible addiction to it, and I recently just had my braces fitted, so that probably makes it worse. Or maybe fish, if we're talking about dinners here. I love fish, it's a delicious dinner, and it's the fish that Henry delivers on his Flying Kipper train, which I find kind of funny. Yeah, I love fish. Best Thomas the Tank Engine episode. Right, so my favourite episode is Off the Rails. Bit of a strange pick, because no one usually picks that episode. The reason why I love Off the Rails, and I will do an analysis on this one day, is it develops Gordon's character, who, by the way, Gordon is my favourite, as you all know. It's just his best episode. Him at his worst. It's a fun episode. His crash is pretty funny. The banter between Gordon and Henry is hilarious too. Gordon's just an arsehole in this episode, and I love it. It's just a fun Gordon episode, and it's a nostalgic one for me as well, and it's season 1, and I love the aesthetics of season 1. Oh yeah, season 1 is one of my all-time favourite seasons too, by the way. We do episode remakes. So as you all know, I did do Off the Rails remakes at the earlier days of my channel, And I would love to do some more, especially episodes like Duncan for example, because of the amazing crash. But if I'm honest, I can't really be asked to. I might do Duncan in the future and potentially the Flying Kipper, but I'm not really sure for now. I have done Off the Rails though, so if that makes anyone happy. What is your favourite mainland engine? For his final question. I love the Big City engine, I always thought he was pretty cool, and I love the red mainland diesels as well, I thought they were cool. Yeah, I'm not sure, probably them too. Next batch of questions comes from EdwardSim524. What is the worst Gordon episode? The worst Gordon episode for me is Forever and Ever. His only truly awful episode. I don't know, Gordon is very out of character in that episode, and I don't really like Henry getting written off, and I think Near's role was a bit too forced. I don't know, and I think it tarnished people's views on Gordon the Big Engine as a whole, which is a bit of an unfortunate thing, really. Who would be the best partner for you on Sodor? I'm not entirely sure what you mean by that question. I guess if you're talking about engines to drive, I'd say probably Stepney because he's the safest one. Of course I would usually pick Gordon, but Mead, I remind you, has one of the highest accident rates on Sodor, so I don't really fancy getting killed if I'm honest. And his final question is, what is the greatest thing you've contributed to the Thomas fandom? That's actually a really good question. I'm not entirely sure. I think making friends with all the Thomas fans is cool. Like, I was watching Big Engine Productions channels before I even had a channel, and I thought his channel was really cool. And I even watched yours, Edward Simp, if you're watching this. I think both your channels are great. I think just making friends and talking to people is probably the greatest thing I've contributed, to be honest. The final questions come from Not So Splendid. Do you have a Tony James? Yes, I do actually. I have 3. One of them got damaged and lost. Another one just doesn't work anymore. It's a 1994 Play-Rail James as it goes. And I've got a 2003 Play-Rail James in my collection too. Yes, I do have that. I can tell James is your favourite. And the last question is a train cool? Yes, my man, trains are cool. They're the best invention in machinery ever, no question. And that, my friends, will do for the Q&A. I didn't expect to get so many questions, but here we are. I think this is much better than my first Q&A where the music was all crappy. But yes, this is a definite milestone for me. I loved hitting 300. Thank you all for so much support over the start of the year. I didn't expect for January 2025 to hit 300. I thought it'd take till about February, but no, apparently not. I'm so grateful. Thank you all so much. I'll see you all in the next video. If there are any video requests, let me know in the comments below. Bye for now.